What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Naturally Steph here, and today we're going to talk about being insecure, especially in relationships. So go ahead and do me a huge favor before this video begins. Go ahead and give me a like, thumbs it up, comment down below what you would like to see me do next, and also subscribe. Hit the big red button for the next video. So most of my life, I was surrounded by men. I have two older brothers and no sisters within my mom and dad together. I have five male cousins that I'm relatively close to, like we're really close. I consider them to be my brothers actually. And I have a multitude of uncles. It's not really many females in my family, so for a long time it was just me and a sea of men. And I had my grandmother and my mother who were raising me. So for the longest time, I was a tomboy. And when I say tomboy, I was a tomboy with a capital T. And for those of you who don't know what a tomboy is, it's basically a girl who prefers to be boyish and participate in boyish things. That's a simple explanation for you. So, growing up, I was a very confident child. I was very confident, and still to this day I'm very confident because of the lessons and the things that my mom and my grandmother taught me as a young girl. But growing up, I was so confident. I didn't care about anything. And when I say I didn't care about anything, I mean I would go to school flooding. And you know, back in the old days when you would flood, the little kids would try and talk about you in 5th grade. They'd be like, Steph, you flooding. Y'all ain't pay y'all light bill. You know, those old jokes. And, you know, I would just laugh because I found a lot of humor in everything. I wasn't really a serious person growing up. So, for me, everything that was said to me kind of rolled off my back because I was so confident and I was so secure in who Stephanie was. So even going into high school and middle school, I would go to school wrinkle. I should be ashamed of this, but I'm not. Sorry. I would go to school wrinkle. Like, I didn't really care about doing my hair. I would have ponytails. And you know, on picture days, when everybody else is like, oh my God, I gotta get cute. Let me get my hair done. Let me get my nails done. Let me put some lipstick on or some makeup. Everybody else is all frantic. They're like, I can't go in a yearbook looking like this. Me, I'm mugging and everything. So as a child, and even as a teenager, like nothing really fazed me. I was so confident in who I was from being a tomboy all of those years. I was just very content in being myself. So I didn't really have any problems throughout high school. But after high school, I started to get into serious relationships. And there's this one relationship I remember in general. And I honestly will never forget it because at this point in my life, I had never felt so unconfident or insecure in myself until this one day. I had been dating this guy for a while. And you know, when you're young, you're in love, and you're so absent-minded, and you just kind of go with the flow, and you think that you know what love is. Well, I had given this guy my all. I say I was about 20, 21, and one night he was over to my dorm room. It was about 10 o'clock p.m. and he was in the restroom, using the restroom or taking a shower, something like that. And his phone lights up and I see a picture of a girl, and the picture, you know, she sent the picture and she was like, hey bestie, missing you. Now, for all my ladies out there, y'all know when another girl texts your man and they're like, hey bestie, they ain't talking about besties from high school. So at this mind, something like triggered in me. And I'm like, he comes out of the restroom. I'm like, who is this girl texting you? He's like, oh, that's just one of my friends. So a couple nights later, I go through his phone. Now, at this point in my life, I had never gone through anyone's phone. I was never feeling like I had to go through someone's phone. So this was a totally different world for me. And I felt myself shrinking when I went through his phone. I felt myself just becoming smaller and insecure. So I go through his phone and I see that he's been hanging out with this girl in a dorm room, like going places, taking her places, just chilling in the room with her, just doing everything. And at that moment, it's like everything in me instantly, like with the snap of a finger, became less than enough for this guy. And I understand that sometimes in relationships, when you go through something like this, it's like you start to question yourself. It's like, why am I not good enough? Like, what is it about her that makes her better than me? Is she thinner? Is she prettier? Does she have a more beautiful smile? Like, what is it that she does for you that I haven't done this whole time that we were together? So again, my confidence, it just dropped. A lot of me was shattered. And I can honestly tell you that I did not like that feeling whatsoever. So over the next series of the months, I was just, every opportunity I get, I would look through his phone. Or I'd be looking over my shoulder or his shoulder when I see him texting. Or, going through his phone or questioning, like, where are you? What did you do today? Who are you with? Where did you go? How long were you there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt so crazy and so not enough for this person. And I remember just like being in tears and coming to the point where I was like, okay, you know what? You need to stop communicating with her, or it's going to be, you and her, me or her. So, get to this point and I'm giving him these ultimatums and he's not complying. He's like, I'm not going to choose. Mind you, we had been together for a year or maybe 2. So, naturally, my feelings are hurt. And it just kept spiraling out of control until one day I got up and I said, you know what, Steph? We ain't checking for no men no more. Like, me talking to myself when I say we are not going to be concerned about who he's with or what he's doing. From this moment on, we're going to be concerned about you. What do you like to do? Because at this point in my life, I had stopped living my life for myself and started living for him. Like, what makes you happy? Not about what makes him happy, but what do you want to do? What is something that you really want to do? Or what is something that you've been just dying to do or neglecting to do because you've been so busy meeting his needs before yours? I said, learn to love yourself again. And so over the next couple months, I did. I learned to love myself again. I learned to get back into the gym. I started to study and explore different things. And even at this point in my life, I'm ashamed kind of, but I had really not talked to my friends the way that I had before him. So I had to get back out there, had to reconnect those broken friendships and just do everything that I wasn't supposed to do in the first place. I was not supposed to stop living, so I had to learn to love myself and learn how to live again. And I know it may seem difficult for some of you, and I know that I'm not the only person who's ever gone through something like this. I was young, I was dumb, and I was naive at this point in my life. So I understand the hurt that you feel after you feel like you've been betrayed, especially for women, because we bottle all of that in and we start to attack ourselves rather than attacking the issue or the man. Because sometimes what I've learned in my 25 years of life, I'm 25, is that men tend to shrink when they know that you have potential. When they know that you are more than what they deserve, they tend to shrink. And they tend to run. And they tend to be afraid of how powerful we are as women. So I learned that lesson in my life. And I learned to take back my power and not give my power to anyone else in that situation. And since then, I've gone back to being my confident and happy self. Like, my life now revolves around me. And it's not that I'm saying it in a selfish way, because now I'm married, but during that heartbreak, it taught me how to be a better woman. I can honestly say that. And I know a lot of you probably have gone through this situation, and some of you may be going through this situation now. I just want to say that, it gets better. It gets better with time, and it gets better with, just living life. Because some of you are still young, some of you are still going through these things, but the wiser and older you get, the better life becomes. The better you understand it, and the better you learn to deal with those problems. So for me, I had to talk myself back into becoming myself and becoming that rough and tough little girl that that was unbothered, and things would just kind of bounce off me. I had to learn how to genuinely love myself, and I also had to learn how to deal with people who betray you. So, my lesson for you would be, if you're in this situation, stop saying that you're not enough. It's okay to be insecure. It's okay to question yourself, but don't allow yourself to go in a downward spiral and defeat yourself and say, hey, nitpick about what isn't good enough about you. Maybe my hair isn't long enough. Maybe my teeth aren't perfect enough. Maybe my thighs are too big. Something, because you do feel defeated in that moment, but don't allow yourself to be defeated. Build yourself up and know this. No, 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 no. That you are the baddest girl in the world. That's just something that you have to tell yourself. Tell yourself that even if he leaves you today, ain't nobody ever, ever, ever gonna take your place. Because nobody in this world can ever be you. You are good enough, and you are worthy enough. And you know what? He can go out and get him a Keisha or Misha, but she'll never be Stephanie. So I take pride in that, because I'm very confident in who I am, and I know that I am a good catch. So tell yourself that you are a good catch. Mean it. Love yourself. And I promise you, the insecurities will go away. It's okay to be insecure. Just don't dwell in it, and don't have pity parties. So that's my story on how to deal with insecurities. I hope this helps you the next time you're facing a situation, or if you can even relate to this, just leave me a comment below. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like, thumbs it up, comment down below, and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.